Hey everyone, it's been a while. I just changed the strings on this guitar. I probably can't see if it's in vertical mode, but it's what the strings popping out here. So it's out of tune too a little bit. I'm gonna bring the mic up a little bit closer so you can actually hear me a bit better, because I think it's not that loud at the moment. It's always kind of a process figuring out the sound stuff out, but I'm getting better. But hope you all are doing okay. It's I'll always do this at the same time, but it's 2 p.m. where I am. So thank you for joining, wherever you all are coming from. And let me tune this guitar really quick, and we'll play some music. There we go. I've recently been having a problem where it's every single, I think the past 4 shows that I've played, I've broken a guitar string. And I think it has something to do with the dryness, or maybe the air circulation in this apartment that I'm in right now. It's quite frustrating. I've started using thicker guitar strings, but still happens. So I've sort of I guess my current strategy is to just bring an extra guitar or an extra pair of strings when I play. And it's fun when you play shows, especially if you play shows a lot, for something to go wrong, because it's kind of a way to connect with the audience. It's a good way to have a laugh, but if it happens all the time, it just gets frustrating, because it's a mistake is a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but it's an error, or I'm gonna play with the guitar pick. There's always one in my pocket. I'll find it right now. And oh yeah, there we go. Look at this. Beautiful. And let's add some effects. Let's add a reverb. Let's do a reverb sound. So let's try, what should we try here? Apologies for the sniffing and probably the continuous sniffing for the next hour or so. I have hay fever, so just want to say that happens every year. Let's try something different. Let's try this one. So this one, way more depth on that one. Always enjoy that. Suspended chords always sound really good with reverb, I think. Yeah, something like that. Ooh. These are very thick strings. Like I was saying earlier, I'm turning the reverb off now. Like I was saying earlier, I just want to try using thicker strings because I've just been so frustrated with them breaking. I think the last 4 or 5 shows I've broken a string and it's really frustrating. It's a good laugh, but when it happens all the time, it's just really annoying. And also just kind of, I feel bad for my bandmates too because they have to wait and... I also like thicker strings. I think I was talking about this last time too, because I was having the same problem 2 weeks ago. But I remember reading, or maybe it was I watched a YouTube video or something about someone trying the lowest gauge guitar strings, and they were talking about how they had sounded the best tone wise, and I started experimenting because I always use kind of thicker guitar strings because I play a lot of blues oriented music and I just like the way it feels, and a lot of the people I looked up to use pretty thick strings as well. But I tried using the thinner strings, and then in the beginning it was really tough because it just felt like nothing was there and I couldn't really latch on to the strings or whatever. But after a while I got used to it and I started to notice that some of my guitars, they were a lot easier to play, and it was a less of a strain on my shoulders if I had used thinner strings. So I was like, okay, I'll just use the strings I normally use, for example, for my Stratocaster and my Les Paul, but maybe for my PRS, or maybe my guitar's over there. That's why I'm looking that way. Yeah, for another guitar, I'll try lighter strings because it feels better. And eventually, I sort of just ended up using thinner strings for all of them. But now going back to the thicker strings, I sort of realized, okay, it feels better on my fingers. I mean, the vibrato is so much easier. I feel like I have more control, and I guess it's because the first majority of my guitar playing, especially when I was practicing 6 hours a day, every day, I was using those thicker strings. So it feels better and it sounds better to me. I guess just because I know how to play it more. And something I've also been trying to work on is the placement of my fingers. So I try to, because I didn't really focus on it before. I would just sort of place my fingers on the string. But I began to realize, especially if I want to play legato, that's not really legato, but my point is hammer-ons and pull-offs, especially with your pinky finger. It really needs to be on a specific part of the finger for it to be useful. So I sort of relearned my fingering. And it's still kind of messy. See, I just kind of made a mistake right there because I missed the spot. So I'm still working on it, and I don't use it all the time. It depends on the genre of music I'm playing. But it feels a lot better. My point is, it feels a lot better too with these thicker strings, just because I feel like I have more control. With the thinner strings, maybe it's just my hand size. I don't really know, but to each their own, obviously. And especially, I mean, I'm assuming if you had really big hands, it'd be difficult to use thinner strings. Anyway. Yeah, enough of the musical mumbo jumbo or whatever. Let's try another effect. Let's kind of dig something out of here. What do you want to do next? I always end up doing the same stuff, I have so many effects here, but I just end up using the same 7. It's what happens to everyone, really. I mean, it's not just me, but let's try an EQ. Let's EQ this in an interesting way. That's a good idea. I like that. So let's try this vintage tube EQ. It's probably a horrible idea, but let's make it like this. No, I don't like it. Take that back. Let's not do that. I'm gonna do a vinyl effect. I'm going to do a vinyl effect with some tape reverb. So here we go. 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 Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of cool. Gotta be careful with not playing too much though. Can I change the levels on this? I guess just a little bit here. There we go. Ooh, that's cool. Noise. 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 It's a bit of a mess there. I've been having throat. My throat's been really hurting recently. So I was planning on singing today, but maybe just a couple of songs. Alright. I've decided I'm gonna sing. So let's turn the reverb down. Not the reverb, so my computer's over here, by the way. Unless you're why I'm always moving around here. My computer's right here. I thought it'd be better if it was off screen, just because it'd be kind of distracting. But I'm gonna get some drink of water. I'm really bad at remembering lyrics, so I like performing originals usually, but it's hard. Sorry, it's hard doing this as a living and only playing originals because most people don't really care, so they want to hear stuff that they know. So I know some covers, so this is a cover I've been working on for the past 2 months, but it's hard. It's hard learning covers because I think it's really easy remembering my own lyrics because obviously I wrote them myself, but even if I forget them, I sound like I wrote them, if that makes sense, It's written in my language, so it's very easy. It's like, okay, obviously I know the way the words are ordered because I talk like I write my lyrics, if that makes sense. But with covers, it's really hard because you're kind of learning how someone else talks or how someone else communicates. So, I mean, it's a lot easier in pop music because the rhyming is kind of predictable most of the time, but you're still trying to not only learn the lyrics, but learn how and in what order they communicate their thoughts. So it can be kind of difficult for me anyway. I mean, some people are really good at it, but it's easy for me to learn guitar lines because I just, you don't really need to remember them. You just need to remember the structure, and then you can kind of do your own thing on top of that. But with lyrics, you kind of have to remember word for word, so it's not more difficult. I'm worried there's too much high end on this. It's my allergies. Let's try this. Yeah. So you all have probably heard this song before because I've played it and failed at it. I'm probably going to fail at it again, but I don't know. We'll see. That's good. Let's try it out. Na da da da. Na da da. Na da da da. Na da da da. Na da da.世界の淵で銀河に耳を澄ませてそよ風くる丸めた大地の手のひらに包まれた甘く苦いアンディブと眠って今は世界の目を閉じて私たちを隠してラララララララララララ 眠って今は世界も目を閉じて私たちを隠して門かうと笑って今は世界が目を開けていつか僕たちを Oh, my bad 照らしGetting better, but it's not really. I was trying to hold in a sneeze the whole time I was playing. Yeah, voice is not there, but you know, lyrics are getting there. Got most of it right. It's that last part, I always forget it. 뭔가 뭔가부터 알았지いつか世界が目を覚まして私たちを照らしYeah, you get better at it, but it's what it is. Guitar's out of tune. Another song I've been working on. A lot of these songs well, not the one I just played because it came out 2 years ago, but I want to sing one more song. And my throat is dying. If you, yeah, it's dying. So probably one or two more still limit. But yeah. I'm trying to think of what I can play. Oh, hey guys, what's up? Yeah, thanks for joining. Let's see, what's a song I could play? Something that's not gonna kill my voice. Let's do Turquoise. I'm gonna play Turquoise. Where is my capo? I need a capo for this. I'll be right back. Or maybe I don't. I just need it. It's in here. There it is. Oh, there we go. My desk is right next to me, so very handy position right now. Yeah, so let's play Turquoise. And then I'll be done with the singing. Yeah, there are some things I do want to talk about actually. Yeah, some things that have been on my mind. So I'll do that for this song. I think I'm gonna change the effect a little bit. I do like this, but maybe no feedback. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna change the effect right now. Give me a sec. I am gonna do this one. Make it a bit more, let's delay on this, hold on. Let's do this. But obviously a lot lower, and it's something like this maybe? Yeah. I get a drink of water first. Happy March, by the way. Winter's kind of over here, so didn't snow this year in Tokyo. Global warming. Remember when I was a kid, it used to snow 4 times a year, 3 times a year, something like that. It hasn't snowed recently. There was a good year, maybe in 2022, maybe it snowed a little bit. But this year it didn't snow. It's still a little bit in December, I think in the morning for like an hour, but that's about it. But you know, we're always in for surprises. I remember back in 2020 it snowed like a lot in the last day of March. So, you know, things like that happen. Sorry, I'm being very disgusting right now. Give me a sec. Yeah. Allergies. I took allergy shots this year. So they're a lot better, but still kind of poopy. So, anyway. Turquoise. Yawn to relax the vocal cords a bit. I wanna paint my room turquoise and get it all over with. Life ain't good without change. These white walls, they've got holes all over. It always makes me feel the same. Ooh, yeah. And it just so happens to be I'm in the land of so-called dreams. Skies blue as can be into this day. Still makes me feel okay. crazy how my life could turn out one day. Oh lady, why can't I see you for just one day? It's scary how my life is on the line every single way. Oh, I'll paint my room turquoise. I'll paint my room turquoise. This morning I opened my blinds and saw my room light up. My inbox still pretty empty. This conversation feels so stark. Oh, changes, they're hard to commit to, and it takes time to adjust. But I'm faded. I don't know what that means, but I feel like it means I suck. I'll paint my room turquoise. 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 Maybe better off I stay. It's crazy how my life is on the line in every single way. Oh lady, why can't I see you for just one day? It's crazy, oh it's crazy again, how my life is on the line every single way. I'll paint my room turquoise. Paint my room turquoise. Yeah. To kiss me one time while looking at me with the same eyes ever again. Yeah. Did you expect to kiss me one time while looking at me with the same eyes ever again? So come on and face it. come on and face it. It's time that we say it. You can cross the line whenever you want to. I'm calling it love soon. Close your mind and waste some time if you have to. I'm calling it love soon. It's not about you now. It's what we are. It's what we are. Your mother complains that you need a man. Well, you haven't measured me yet. Oh no. And all of your friends don't know who I am. I've been your best kept secret. I understand I wasn't part of the plan. $1 short a minute early, but I am your man. So come on, face it. So come on, face it. It's time that we say it. You can cross the line whenever you want to. I'm calling it love soon. Close your mind and waste some time if you have to. I'm calling it love soon. It's not about you now. It's what we are. Let's bypass the BS and move on, because the minute happens faster than you think it does. And by no fault of yours, and by no fault of mine, the bottom line is laying the bet that we've been playing tonight. Yeah. That's enough for the singing. I can't hit any of those high notes. 0 high notes right now. Just my range is redacted. R. Redacted range. So let's. God, I'm a mess today. You know, got the sniff allergies. Got the what's the thing? Redacted range. Redacted vocal range. I've just been eating so much of these every time I go to work. Every time. Okay, maybe this is annoying. You know something else I noticed? That when I do this stuff, I realize this is way closer to the mic. So it's probably getting really ASMR in there, but I don't know. So, yeah. What's been on my mind? What's on my mind? Recently, I think I've been on Instagram way too much. I'm not really someone that's on my phone too much. I try to leave my phone at home when I don't need it. I like to not. I just feel uncomfortable having this thing in my pocket, because I kind of know that it sort of does have a lot of control over me though. So am I making any sense right now? I don't know. I usually don't. I just kind of say whatever is on my mind. But anyway. I am beginning to realize the way I talk is I just sort of I don't really know how to filter myself, so I think a lot of when I talk it just sort of comes out, and it usually doesn't really have some sort of like a what's the word, when you what's the thing, melded, what's the word, doesn't really have sort of like an intent of fitting all into one specific theme, if that makes sense. So I think a lot of times it just sort of comes out, and Um, I don't really think of a conclusion or like a body or structure. I just think of, oh, like I have these things I want to say and I want to say them, and it's really fun communicating with people that sort of think the same way. It's very easy. It's very free flowing, but it can be very tough. And sort of exhausting for the other person, I guess, if it's not like that. So I am trying to not really work on it, but just sort of keep that in mind when I communicate, I guess. This might sound very cringy, but I sort of like to improvise when I talk, I guess. So it's just, okay, what comes out of my mind is sort of what I want to say, and it doesn't necessarily have to have like a structured conclusion or anything like that. So I don't know why I'm talking about this. Oh, just because I don't think I'm been making any sense this live stream, but it's really fun. Because it doesn't really leave you with this sense of like, oh, I missed something, you know. It just, you can sort of let it out right away. I've been using my pinky a lot more when I'm playing, and God, I haven't practiced at all recently. It's I haven't practiced in 2 weeks, something like that. I mean, I play a lot, but it's not practicing, you know. Yeah. So yeah. I'm just trying to change the effects again. Let's try something different. So yeah, I've been on Instagram a lot. See, I never finished anything. I just sort of very inconclusive way of communicating, but this is the vinyl effect. Warpy. It's very warpy now, but it sounds kind of nice. Yeah. No low end here. I don't like no wear on this. It's lo-fi effect. Oh yeah. Anyway. Something that is very frustrating to me, I guess. There's a lot of this sound is like indie rock, indie in a nutshell. Indie. It's very indie sound. Very pentatonic, like Kieve. Maybe there's like an indie song, famous indie song that uses that. I don't know, but yeah. Oh, something's on the screen. Oh, it's working. So, I think I think this is spam, so I'm ignoring it. But it's how do I say this? I think so. This is streaming Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and I think sometimes it shows up on the screen, sometimes it doesn't. I can still see everything here, I think, but the thing is, I'm always shifting back and forth from the DAW, which is like the music processing application, and then the live stream. So sometimes I can't see it. So apologies if I can't reply to anything. But I think I've seen your chats periodically today, so it should be okay. But something that does really kind of annoy me is there's a lot of how do I say this there's a lot of Kanye defenders out there, sort of. It's like, oh, they. I mean, he says some. I don't know. I haven't followed him in a long time, but I remember 2 years ago he was saying a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff, and it was kind of frustrating to see people like defend him. And obviously, everyone has a story, I'm assuming he has some sort of mental illness and something like that, and obviously that sucks, But that's not really an excuse to be like an ass, but especially as a musician, I see a lot of other musicians sort of defending him, and because he has a very unique sound and he's very polished as an artist, very skilled. So it's like, oh well, like he seems like a very interesting person. He's very flawed or whatever, and I don't really like that at all. It's just, I mean, it's like, okay, just because you have a mental illness doesn't mean you get to say whatever you want. So yeah, it's like there's some things you shouldn't say, and if you say them, you should sort of, it's like you should face some sort of a societal consequence, I think. And also, there's a very easy way to be forgiven by people when you say the things like that, especially if you have a mental illness, and especially if you have like a legitimate reason, just to apologize, like say you're sorry, and make up for it. But like he hasn't done that at all, so it's like, yeah, it's very frustrating to see that, I think. And yeah, but he's a very interesting case because it doesn't really happen that often, and I think that's something that's sort of a bit dangerous with art and creativity and music is, I think when someone makes art, when someone is creative, when someone expresses themselves through a creative medium, you're purely a human being, I think. It shows that you are actually a human being and you have emotions that you want to express and things like that. It's a very primitive form of expression. So it's like, oh, well, that person makes art that I love and I think is amazing. It's like, yeah, that's totally fine, I remember I saw a video of like Hitler, like people were showing like Hitler's art pieces or whatever, and they're like, oh, they didn't say it was Hitler's art, they just like showed it to like random people. It's like, oh, I was like, oh, that's so beautiful, it's really cool art, and it's like, oh, it's Hitler's art. It's like, oh, it's horrible, it's like, I mean, Hitler was still a human being too, so my point is, it's like it doesn't really excuse you from doing anything, it's like, okay, yeah, you make great art or you make art, that touches people, like that's cool, but you're still responsible as like a citizen, so it kind of makes me uncomfortable people use like sort of, well, Kanye's music as sort of an excuse to defend him and stuff, or they sort of like craft a story around him, like fetishizing his like creativity as some sort of like a outlet for his pain, and whatever he says is sort of like a like a balanced consequence of his art or whatever. I don't like that at all. So and I think it's also very disrespectful to people who actually do have the same mental illnesses that he has, because it's like, okay, I don't really know too much about him, actually. I don't know what mental illness he has. I don't really follow him. Like I just remember he said a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff, and I don't like Twitter. I mean, I have a Twitter account, but I never look at the news feed. I just post it. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm getting off of it because it's just very negative. And also, the thing about social media is it's very stimulating. I'm not exactly a energetic person. I'm pretty chill. So it's kind of, stimulation kind of stresses me out. So I try to stay away from my phone. Well, paradoxically, I'm always on my computer though, so maybe, I don't know, but I don't know, maybe it's just the way the screen is, how it's small and you use your fingers like this as opposed to this, maybe it's sort of different, but Um, yeah, but the Kanye thing, it's a bit frustrating. I don't like it. And going back to what I was saying about, maybe there's people who have the same illness, mental illness as Kanye. I'm assuming. I mean, yeah, it probably does. But because people have talked about him having a mental illness, but it's like, okay, there's a lot of people that have the same mental illness as Kanye. It's like that doesn't excuse, and those people aren't. Maybe they are, but I'm assuming most people aren't saying anti-Semitic things or saying horrible things about people and stuff. So I think it's sort of disrespectful to those people who aren't actually doing any of those things. Because it sort of fetishizes the mental illness as well. So yeah, I don't know. But I just remember feeling very frustrated and yeah. Anything else I want to say? I always get more viewers when I talk. I don't know. But anyway, and something else that's on my mind is oh yeah, I agree with that. That's true. Cool. Yeah, thanks for your comment. But something else that's on my mind is I've been seeing a lot of posts since I'm a pretty pure person. I don't really have any sort of like dark. Well, I guess I used to when I was younger, but maybe it's just because I'm older now. But I don't have any sort of like dark perversions or anything. I'm pretty open, I think. So yeah, I'm not very interesting. I was always, I would hear about people sort of taking over the, what would you call it, the face screen. What's it called? Not Navi. What's the, like if you're on your computer, there's like a face screen. What's the word for that? Face camera. I don't know. Screen camera. And then they see like people doing like, their things, and then they're like, oh, if you don't give us money, we're gonna share it or whatever. It's like mine would be so boring because I'm not like, I just do the same things I do in public, really. So yeah, I'm not very interesting. I'm very pretentious. I have a few hobbies, and I just do the same thing every day. Kind of like an old man in a lot of ways, but anyway, I also have my Instagram, and I was seeing a lot of posts about the music industry being broken and stuff like that. And it's like I think it's great, and it has a lot to do with the new legislation on AI and stuff like that. And it's I'm really glad that everyone's speaking up, and it's very touching. But I remember I saw a post of one of those things, and it says something about how there isn't really any sort of viable solution to it. And I think that was a very, very good point. There really isn't. What was I saying? Yeah, so there really isn't sort of any viable solution. And I thought that was a very interesting point because I don't really think that's the case. There are plenty of viable solutions, but it's just sort of the way the music industry has unfolded for the past 60 years or 70 years. Given looking back at those 70 years, there isn't really anything we can go back to, I think, is what the post is trying to say, which I thought was a very interesting point because I do think, and I might have said this last time too, that improv kind of. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind. But there are solutions out there. I mean, for example, I live in Japan, and there are plenty of government programs or grants or funds that sort of help sort of promote like Japanese culture and Japanese music and arts and stuff like that. So there are people that I know or friends of friends that take grants and they go to Italy or they go to the US and they spread Japanese culture through art and expression and things like that. And I mean, before the music industry, there was like a system of like patronage and stuff like that. But the thing about music is it's very tricky because it's not really supposed to be intertwined with business in any way. So this marriage between like the music industry, the music and sort of the music being an industry and it also being very profitable for, and it still is very profitable. There's a lot of money in music. It's just going to a very small group of people, and that seems to sort of be a trend in most sectors, I think, not just music. So, but I think the unique situation with music is that the product of music itself is not very, you can't really monetize it anymore. So, and the options for, like an everyday musicians to make money, those options are, and there obviously are exceptions like DJs and maybe it's just DJs or composers, for example. There's a lot more money there, but generally for the general musician there really isn't. So it does sort of suggest like a different mechanism to creating like a sustainable living for people who make music. But my point is, I don't really think the marriage between like the music industry, the way it was formed, I don't think it was ever sustainable anyway. Just because I don't think music and business sort of, it's like, sorry to be very cliched here, but it's sort of like water and oil a little bit. They're always fighting against each other, and it's never really been a happy marriage. I mean, I don't think you can, and obviously there's a lot of money in the 80s, for example. A lot of people like to point to that, but it wasn't a happy marriage, to say the least. There were a lot of people who were, I mean, there was a lot of, what's the word? There were a lot of musicians who were deeply dissatisfied, and rightfully so, with the way things were structured. And we do live, and I don't think we've ever really lived because of just, oh, there's a lot of comments. Sorry, I missed all of these. One single brand, just promo single brand. It's kind of solution to try. Can show you what made millions above method. You'd be surprised. That is true. Yeah, I guess if you have a lot of money, but, I mean... I mean, that's just how business works, but I mean, that's just the bare minimum, maybe, I think. I don't really know what you're trying to say, sorry, but I don't know, maybe I'm I'm just reading all of your comments, so maybe, I don't know, sorry. Yes, but I totally agree with what you're saying, absolutely, yeah. But this one single brand, just promo, same single brand. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's how business works. So yeah, absolutely. absolutely correct. But it does require a lot of capital, and it also does. You do need like a brand that can make money in a sustainable way. So, oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I guess, um, sort of, I'm repeating something that a lot of people have said. So I am assuming you already know this, but there's no money in music. I mean, making music. So, for example, if you release a song, I mean, to make a full time living off of just streaming or whatever is what you need millions of listeners or something like that. And that's a very radically large number. So yeah, it's very difficult, but it's possible. I mean, for example, sponsorships also make a lot of money, and yeah, but yeah, that's so. For example, the way I make money is I make money online. I do session work. I write Japanese lyrics. I write English lyrics. I do lyrical translations. I am starting to do a little bit of composing here and there. Also guitar lessons, guitar tracks, vocal tracks. So for me, I do also live in an age where what I'm doing as a living was never technically possible. So it's not just I mean, when someone says they're a musician, I mean, unless they're a music teacher, it really it varies of their profession always varies a little bit of what they actually do, what their profession actually entails. Thing is, I've seen how it's promoted at low cost, but it's a long talk. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things to think about. But I mean, what's worked really? And yeah, it's also very depressing to talk about because it's like. Because we also do live in an age where you have to sort of think for yourself, which isn't a very bad thing, obviously, at the surface, but the world is very complicated, and we only have 24 hours a day, and we have obligations outside of just thinking and learning. We have ourselves to feed, other people we're responsible for, so on top of that, learning how the mechanisms behind how something works, it's very complicated and kind of impossible for most people, to be honest with you. So it's a very isolating world, and I think a way to combat that is through organization and through forming groups and organizations that sort of advocate for what you want, and that doesn't really exist right now, not in a large scale anyway. So yeah, but it's very depressing. Let's talk about. So yeah, let's end on a high note. But it is very depressing, something I've been kind of stressed out about, just because on TikTok, I'd see political stuff every once in a while, and I think as a human being, you are responsible to sort of know to a general extent of what's going on around you. And it's just sad because I'm 26 years old and I started following, being politically aware, I guess, when I was maybe 17 or 18, and it's just the same stuff over and 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 over again. So it's just, it really stresses me out because it's like we're just kind of, people are just asking the same questions, and it's like the answers are right there. Like we know what the answers are, but it's just, I don't know. It's just very frustrating and very depressing too, because it's like, okay, I just feel like an idiot, People just fighting about the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, I think I heard about something, it's like we live in an age where we know what the solution is, we know what the answers are, but we choose not to do them anyway, something like that. I heard someone say that. It's like we know why it's wrong, we know exactly why it's wrong, and we know who's responsible, but we don't do anything, we just sort of live knowing all this information. And I do, there was something, I remember someone was talking about sort of the difference of how we sort of internalize information, books versus sort of the internet, since all of this, we have all this access now. And there was this very interesting point about how, obviously with the internet, the information is a lot more accessible, and if we don't know the answer to something, we can learn it in 2 seconds. But I guess the difference of sort of the way we kind of sort of how that information enters us. Sorry, I didn't eat today, so my brain's not moving very quickly, not very cognitively functioning cognitively. But anyway, my point is that with the internet, we sort of tend to sort of retain information at a very shallow level, but with reading, obviously it's an investment, and we go a lot deeper into a single topic. So sort of that difference with not the quality of information, because the quality is probably the same. Actually, the quality is probably better now because we just know a lot more, but sort of the depth of how much we know about a certain topic maybe has changed a little bit. Since we don't really read anymore, we sort of gather information by looking up things online, with Google and Instagram or whatever, I don't know, but Facebook. But yeah, that's that. Remove one thing to fight about. It proceeds directly to 2 things to fight about. Yeah, well, people are always going to fight about stuff. And it's fun fighting about stuff. There's nothing wrong with fighting about stuff, I think. I think it's just when I can't think of an example, but there's something that's clearly hurting a lot of people and causing a lot of people to suffer. And there's a solution on the table. And the solution's been offered, and it's been around for a long time, but people sort of create an argument that sort of kind of addresses the problem, but it doesn't really, and it just sort of leads to, I guess, garbage is something I don't really like that much. I guess that was kind of the point I was trying to make. But yeah, I appreciate your comment, thank you. It's very true. also, it's kind of lame fighting on the internet. It's so much more fun doing it in person. But on the internet, it's not that fun. You know, I feel like something's missing, you know? To another thing I didn't... Oh, yeah. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, yeah, gotcha. So, yeah, we'll finish this with a song. My throat be dead, but I really like this effect that's going on. So we're gonna try it out. We're gonna sing a song. What song should I sing? Let's see. I'm looking at the songs I can sing. A list of songs I can sing. Since my voice is dead and I haven't done this in a while, I'm gonna sing a cover. So it's a song called Bedroom Ghost. And it's a song that my friend wrote. We were in a band together back in 2019. One of the best songwriters I've ever listened to or met. It's amazing. So this one's written by him. It's called Bedroom Ghost. So here we go. Darling, I've been losing sleep. There's a ghost in your bedroom, stealing all your memories. But I saw his tattoo. The birds still sing outside, and just like they used to when you were just a child. There's holes in these old shoes, and I will find my way right back home to you. And I will find my way right back home to you. Right back home to you. Turn off the effect there. And always we will grow as tall as the mountain and older than the that no one is counting, and everything that burns one day must burn out. So hold your candle close and tell me to learn. And I will find my way right back home to you. And I will find my way right back home to you. Right back home. home to you. Oh. Right back home to you. Oh. Get back to where we used to. Get back to where we used to. Get back to where we used to. Get back, get back. Get back to where we used to. Get back to where we used to. Right back home to you. Yeah, can't hit those high notes, but it's what it is. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. It's a long one. We went for a bit. An hour and 30 minutes. But it's been a while and I really miss talking to you all, and thank you so much for tuning in. It really means a lot, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, for the millionth time, I've been posting and making music and making videos online, and all of you guys are so nice, always commenting and saying really nice things and being supportive, and I really appreciate that. And I started live streaming I think 2 months ago, something like that, and I just wanted to find out a way to communicate with you all and communicate my thoughts, and I have a lot to say too, I think. And I was really nervous, and I'm still a bit nervous in the beginning when I started doing these live streams, just because I never really had a chance to just say what I want, just with no filter and just totally talking to myself, really. So, and it's been really helpful for me, and you guys, and you know, your comments, I really enjoy them. You're really nice, and it makes me really feel great to do this, and I want to do more of these, and I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for always supporting me. It really means a lot. So more music coming soon. I've just been so busy, and I have this song called Script that I've been meaning to release. I have a music video that I recorded with lyrics pasted on, and I'm really proud of it. And it's gonna come out soon, hopefully. I was saying it was gonna come out in March, but I have to come up with a promotion strategy and whatever. So maybe it's April or May now. So if you're in Tokyo, come see a show. I've been performing a lot recently with my band Art of Play Fighting and my solo stuff too. And for the millionth time, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate your support and your contributions and your comments and your kind words. It really means a lot. And yeah, have a great March. Music for March. Have a great one. And thank you. And I will do this soon again. So see you in a bit. It's been really fun.